Hi everyone. I hope I am audible. I hope you guys are able to hear me. Just quickly give me a couple of yes if you are able to hear me. Perfect. 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 So do let me know if you face any issue. Really happy to be here. I know the quality might not be that great. I'm not in office today, so but looking forward to the reality is like how does it matter? I'm here. You guys are here. Happy to answer all your questions. I hope you will have a really informative session. Please do feel free to ask whatever you want to ask, and I'll be happy to help and I'll be happy to answer. Yeah. So I'm Ankush. I'm one of the co-founders at Coding Ninjas, and the idea here is, as the name of the session is, ask me anything. So the idea is that I'll answer all your questions, whatever you want to know. I would like to answer all of them. Right. I do want to talk a little bit about. We are coming to the end of the year. Hopefully, you guys had an amazing year. I personally had a really amazing year. Very challenging as well, but challenges do bring a lot of learning, and I think I have personally grown a lot in terms of my skills, in terms of my experiences. Looking forward to having an amazing 2024. Hopefully, you guys are excited about this 2024 as well. Uh, Perfect. Hi Sidhu, hi Yash, hi Hypothetical Baba, hi Shiv, hi Rahul, hi Anju. Super happy to be here. Uh, Yep. Please do ask whatever questions you have. To begin with, I do want to let all of you know that we will generally just talk about few things that I won't talk about, but more importantly, all the questions that you have, I would like to answer that, right? And along with that, there is going to be an amazing giveaway at the end of the webinar. So do stick around till the end. I'll tell you how you can win some amazing giveaways. That includes courses from Coding Ninjas, goodies from Coding Ninjas, and a lot of other things as well, right? So just stick around, and I will be sharing details of how you can potentially uh, gain some giveaways at the end of the webinar as well, right? So please do stick around. Okay. Overall, I think before we begin the questions, I would like to quickly talk a little bit about what I've been up to, right? What all I've been doing, what coding ninjas have been doing over the last few months, and I think there is some interesting stuff that is going to be very exciting for all of you as well. So just wanted to sort of quickly talk about all of that as well. So at Coding Ninjas, we recently launched the data analytics course as part of our job bootcamp as well. So the job bootcamp used to have web development as an option, where you have an option to learn live as well as through a blended program. Now we have data analytics as well as part of job bootcamp. So that's very exciting. I'm personally really looking forward to help a lot of people get into data analytics through the bootcamp program. That's also actually very like fully live. The data analytics program is fully live as well. So in web development, we have an option that you can choose whether you want to go through a blended program or a live program. In data analytics, it's live as of now, right? Um, what else? I think a lot of exciting things are happening on the Code Studio, the Coding Ninja Studio side. We recently launched capability to work upon web development projects. Right now, you can not just DSA, but you can practice your web development skills on Coding Ninja Studios as well. There are a lot of exciting projects that are out there that have been asked by companies as part of their assessment as well. So you'll find a lot of exciting projects that you can actually practice upon and work upon on Coding Ninja Studio as well, right? So yeah, I think like that's something that you should definitely try out. Along with that, what else is going on? We have started doing very deep integration with Naukri.com in terms of we recently started working upon how we can highlight the data of people who are doing courses from Coding Ninjas or practicing on Coding Ninja Studio. How do we highlight that to the recruiters so that what you are doing, the real work, is in front of the recruiters and not just what you write in your resume, right? So that's something that we are working on like very, very dedicatedly as well. So yeah, so I think that these are a few things that I'm super excited about that we are working upon. Hopefully, you guys are excited as well. Do let me know if you have any questions around these, what we are doing at Coding Ninjas, how we do things, right? Any questions around that, I'll be happy to answer. Uh, but yeah, let's come to some of your questions. Overall, I do want to talk a little bit of questions around. I think how was like what are the big events of 2023? What do you guys think from tech jobs, from tech point of view? What are the highlights of 2023? What do you guys feel? Would love to sort of hear from you guys as well, right? Like I think personally, um, we have had an amazing 2023 from AI, from chat GPT point of view. I think we are seeing some amazing work happening in LLMs, language models. I think that is something that is happening that has really become the trend after 2023. I think that is one thing that has happened. What else has happened in 2023? I think overall AI ML is something that all of us should keep an eye on, right? This is something that we should definitely be making our friend, in the sense that a lot of you get worried about that this will replace jobs, this will do ABC things, this will do etc etc. But I think the first thing that you need to do is, I think this can make you far more productive. So you should really try and become more productive using these tools. I'll not be surprised that Stack Overflow traffic would have fallen by a much large, like a huge number because of Chat GPT or OpenAI, right? Like so, similarly, you need to use these tools very, very effectively to not having to write basic code again and again, for having your doubts resolved quickly, for whatever help you can take, you need to be able to do that. That is one part. Second part is you should be able to think where all you can use these capabilities to enhance your product. For example, in Coding Ninjas, we have started using AI, specifically OpenAI products, to enhance the teaching assistant support, right? So right now we can make teaching assistants available 12, 14 hours a day, but now with AI we can make it available 24 hours a day, right? So that's something that we are using. We are planning to launch a mock interview product which will be built using OpenAI. So we are thinking of all these things that we can enhance the product. So similarly, if you have a project that you have worked upon during using web development or whatever project you have used, right? You should think of how can I use these existing tools, because that will look very, very interesting on your resume, right? If you use the trending things, Chat GPT, and like you use these tools in your project and your project has some AI capability, I think that's going to be very, very exciting. And you don't have to be a machine learning engineer to use those capabilities. So I think one thing that I want all of you to do, whoever has reached a place where they are working on projects, please use some of these APIs to build some AI capability in your project, because that's going to look really good in your resume. That's really going to be a differentiator in terms of how good your project is looking and all of that. So please try and do that. Let me quickly move on to something that was not so great about 2023. I think 2023, one thing that all of us would have seen is overall recession getting worse, overall the sentiment around tech jobs getting worse. See, that is the reality, right? Like that is the current reality that we are in. The tech jobs have taken a hit. I think overall the number of jobs which are available in tech are relatively lower. One good part is that we know it's a cycle. It's not going to stick around, like it's not going to be the same way forever. I have seen this before. Like when I graduated from college, it was 2008, one of the worst recessions of all time. So that's something that we all of us have seen. That is something that that's a cycle that will basically go away. We'll start getting better. Recently, we got some commentary from US that we might start seeing better, like start seeing interest rates going down, which basically means that the economy might start getting better starting next year. So that's great, right? Like and the good part is, if you guys are here, I know most of you want to upskill, want to learn more, want to understand from me how can I get better jobs, etc etc. That means you have time to upskill yourself. Now is the best time to upskill yourself, because when the market starts coming back, when the job starts coming back, we should all be ready with our skills to grab those jobs as soon as they become open. Right now, I know it's a struggle, but this is the best time to upskill ourselves, because I think in next 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, things will start getting much better, much better. That automatically means that this is the best time for us to upskill. As we keep upskilling ourselves, we will keep getting better. Right? What else happened in 2023? And these are the two main things. Do you guys agree? And these are two main things that everybody was thinking about, everybody was talking about. uh, Anything else that you guys think? Hi Shiva. Hi Pallava. Yeah, I will be taking all your questions. Don't worry about that, right? So you don't have to repeat your questions here. I will read the questions. I'll basically reply that. Anybody feels anything else? Just keep adding, right? If you feel something that you would want to talk about. Now, I think few things that we need to do overall is one thing that I do want all of you to know is coding, software development as a career is as lucrative as ever. We will keep seeing more and more tech jobs, whatever be the scenario, right? Like, so we might see some of the absolute entry level, absolute mechanical sort of jobs where you are not using any mind at all going away. But I think what we learn, what we really upskill on in terms of web development, in terms of DSA, I think anybody with those skills will be absolutely fine, right? You need to remember eventually who is building these AI tools, who is building OpenAI, right? Like we are developers who are basically building all of this. So it might be possible that over time you might have a lot more jobs coming in AI, which is great, right? We will upskill and we'll get there, right? So one thing that all of us need to understand better than ever is if you want to build a career in tech, you need to continuously upskill. You need to stay upfront, you need to stay along with the overall sort of trends, and you cannot fall behind. That's just the reality of how things are, right? That's just how things are. Now, let me take some of the questions. Okay, so I'll keep noting down some of the questions and I'll basically keep picking them up in some time. Don't worry about that. Okay, so now let me actually talk about 2024, right? I think like one thing that I want all of you to do is end 2023 on a high. Don't think that I'll start learning or I'll start doing something from 1st January 2024. Let's end this year on a high, right? Like I'm working super hard in the last 15 days as well. So you need to end these last 15 days on a high as well. We are not going to chill around. We are not going to think of 1st January as a magic date. We will work hard on this year. So first of all, I need that commitment from all of you. Give me a quick yes who is with me on this, that we will not waste the next 2 weeks. We will actually learn during the next 2 weeks as well. I need a lot of yeses here. I want you guys to get that confidence, get that going right now, right? Like if you, whoever did, like I have done this a lot of times. I'll start losing weight from 1st of January. I'll start learning from 1st of January. I'll start doing this on 1st of January. That never happens, right? That never happens. We need to start today. And if we have this momentum going into 2024, we will actually do much, much better in 2024 if we have this momentum going into 2024. So we need to make sure that we start this tomorrow, today, right? If you are a late sleeper, you need to start learning today and not wait for 2024. That's the first thing that all of us need to do, right? Never ever wait for someday when things will change. We need to, it's in our hand. We need to start changing it from today, right? Now in terms of 2024, I think one of the most popular tech trends will continue to be AI. And it's honestly, it's going to be less about knowing AI, knowing ML. It's going to be far more about can you use these tools effectively. So what I talked about earlier as well, right? Like you need to make sure that you make these your friend. If you use auto, like use there are a lot of co-pilot by GitHub, right? Like you need to use those tools, you need to learn those, using those tools whenever you reach a certain place. Like so if you're a beginner, you've not started writing code, do DSA. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to get into web development, learn the basics of web development. But I'm saying over time, if you're at a certain level, you need to start using these tools more effectively. You need to use ChatGPT more effectively for debugging, for writing basic code, right? You need to use Copilot better so that you are writing better code. You, along with that, you need to, as I said, in your projects, try to find use cases to use AI, right? Like try to find use cases where you can use these existing APIs from Google, from OpenAI, anybody else who's providing it. How do we use these APIs to make our project AI has some AI based features as well, because that is something that is going to definitely show that you are somebody who constantly upskills themselves, who is constantly looking to innovate, who is constantly looking to add the extra part, extra things in your project. That shows a lot of sort of initiative as well. So please make sure that you do that, right? I use all these tools to add some of these features in your project that's going to look beautiful. For example, let's say you built an Amazon clone, right? Like now what you can do, which AI could do potentially for you, right? I would say AI could potentially write description of some of the products for you, right? AI could potentially help you, write better communications, maybe do customer support, right? Like provide some sort of customer support for your clients, right? So use whatever use cases you can find. If you build something for education, doubt resolution is an amazing feature that you can potentially build using this. So that's going to be very, very helpful as well, right? That's going to be very, very so that is one thing that you should really move into 2024, feeling that by the end of it we need to be really good at whatever language you want to work upon, whatever skill that I want to learn, but along with that we need to make use of these new sort of frameworks, new things which are available for us, right? Second thing that I think that's going to happen in 2024, I am very, very positive on this, that we will start seeing the market change, that we will start seeing a lot more jobs opening up, a lot more companies starting to hire. I think that's going to change in 2024 earlier than later. Why I'm saying this? Because I do feel there is a lot of indication coming in that interest rates will be cut and everything around that will happen. The cycle will change automatically, meaning that there will be more jobs which will be available for everybody. Right? I don't want to bore you guys with the financial details of why recession comes, then why things starts getting better. But the basic thing around this is that when when the government feels that there is just too much money out there, people are just spending too much, there is too much inflation, they increase the interest rate so that the money is sucked out of the system. That is exactly what has happened. There is no money out there, the money has been sucked out by the governments. That means companies have less money to spend, and sadly when companies have more money, they spend so much on tech. But when companies have lesser money, that's the first place where they take away money from as well, right? So that's what we have been seeing. But 2024 will be very, very different. I'm very, very positive on that, right? That's something that's I'm really looking forward to change. Now let's one thing that again I want to remind you guys, do stick around with me. I am really excited about the giveaways that I have for you guys, and would love to sort of as many of you to win, right? Like would want all of you to stick around and sort of hear about it at the end. Now let me take few questions from here. First of all, the amount of love I'm getting on these messages, I'm absolutely thrilled, I'm absolutely happy. I can see so many people sort of who have been my students, who have been uh, like happy with the way I've taught, or like overall they have been. For example, there's a message from Nanlal, one of the best teachers I've ever seen. Thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Messages like these is what keeps me motivated, right? Like what keeps me going. So thank you so much. Now, some of the questions here that I would like to quickly take up is, a lot of people are saying they're in first year. How should they start? What is the first thing they need to do? See, guys, first thing you need to do is learn one programming language. Just pick one. Which one? C++, Java, or Python. Out of these three, pick any. Does not matter. If you have done a little bit of code in somewhere else in one of these three, just pick that. If your college has one of the courses in C++, Java, or Python, just pick that. Whatever, which out of these three, I think you can pick whichever you like. If there is no reason to pick any of these, generally I would say if you are a little bit of confidence about your skills, you will be okay. You can pick C++ or Java. If you feel that you would want to start with a relatively easier language, it doesn't really matter much. You can start with Python as well, right? So you can just quickly decide which language you will want to start with. The core is we need to get good in problem solving. We need to pick one programming language. Programming language is not important. What you do with that language is important. You need to solve problems. You need to write a lot of code. You need to work upon DSA and solve those problems. The easiest way to understand this is Programming languages are just like languages, just like English, Hindi. If I wanted to learn math, it didn't really matter whether I'm learning math in English, whether I'm learning math in Hindi. What mattered was that I am understanding math concept. I am able to solve those problems in whatever language. English, Hindi doesn't matter. Same way, when I'm learning programming, I need to know one language because there I was communicating with a person, so I needed English or Hindi. Here I have to communicate with the computer, so I need a programming computer language, which is C++, Java, Python. You can pick one of these. And then the important part is I need to learn math. Similarly, here I need to learn programming. Those concepts are important. I need to do a lot of practice. I need to write a lot of code. That's how I will learn. Programming language is not important. We need to learn just one. One is enough. Don't think of learning more than that. One is enough, but you need to learn that really, really well. You need to write a lot of code, practice a lot of programming in that. Right? So practice a lot of data structures, practice algorithms. That is going to set the base of everything else that we are going to do. That is not what you will be doing once you join the company. Once you join Amazon, for example, Amazon is not going to ask you to write data access code every day. They would ask you to work upon projects. That is the next thing that we should learn. This is the base. This is required for us to do well anything else. In the next step, we should learn web development or machine learning or data science or Android development. Whatever we feel is good for us, we should learn that. If you don't know what is good for you, web development is the best for you, right? Only if you don't know, right? If you have clarity that you like AI, you like ML, you like mobile development, then go for that. But if you don't have clarity, my suggestion will be to go with web development, right? Now, how do we learn web development? What to do? See, most of the software developers are web developers. For example, if you think of Instagram, right? What is Instagram? Instagram is an app. But I am sure more than 70% of Instagram engineers are working on web development rather than app development. Because the magic of Instagram is not happening on the app, it's happening on the server, which is on the backend. That is written by web developers. Most of the time when somebody says you are a software developer, they are not just software developers. They are what type of software? They are either app developers, they are mobile developers, like they are iOS developers, they are web developer, front-end developer, back-end developer. They are these, right? Most of the time they are web developers. So if you are starting your coding journey now, ideally what you should do in the next few months, get really good in one programming language, get good in DSA, then move on to web development as the next skill. That's where maximum number of jobs are. That's the backbone of anything else that you want to learn. If you want to build an app, that will require a web development, that will require a backend. That's where the data is going to come from. If you want to build something in ML, you will have to deploy that project through web development on some server so that your users are able to access it. So web development is extremely essential. I do feel unless you have a strong liking for ML, you have strong liking for Android, that's absolutely okay. You can be a developer in those as well, but otherwise you can jump into web development. There is a lot of scope for web developers. Overall, the market is down. Overall, the number of jobs are less. That means number of jobs for full stack web developer are also less, but there are still far more than number of jobs that are out there for, let's say, Android developers, right? So, and as the market opens up, that the same thing, same proportion things will sort of move as well. Dishant is asking, I have a question. If I only know DSA, इसके अलावा अगर मुझे कुछ नहीं आता, then will I get the internship in top product-based companies like Microsoft, Amazon? Okay. See, what happens is, if you know only this, your resume will be very, very blank. That's one problem. Now, these companies will go to some of the colleges. There, they might say, everybody more than 8 GPA, come give an interview. And you might clear interviews because you're good in DSA, so you might get it. But if you're not from a top college and these companies are not coming to your campus, you will have to apply off campus. And in off campus, your resume has to look good. You are good in DSA, but how do I know that from looking at your resume? There are thousands of people who are applying to me, and when I look at their resume, if your resume looks as bland as theirs, there is no reason I'm going to talk to you. That's the real problem, right? And honestly, you need to realize top product based companies are not just Microsoft, Amazon. I believe Coding Ninjas is a top product company. You will get to do amazing work. There are thousands and thousands of amazing startups like Coding Ninjas where you will get to do amazing work, get to learn so much, get paid really well, and they will judge you on your development skills and not your DSA skills. So it's very important for you to get access to these larger pool of startups as well if you are actually good in development as well and not just DSA. So, and one more thing that I want all of you to understand is this is not like exams. है ना, एग्जाम्स में ऐसे ही करते थे ना हम, that I will, this chapter will come for 5 marks, I can let it go. This will come for this much marks, I can do it. This is not important, let's not do it. Whatever you are going to learn here, whatever you're going to learn or upskill yourself in preparation for a job, that is going to help you throughout your life. That's with you for throughout your life. That's not just for one exam where you go and the next day it is of no use. This is forever. So why do you want to do the minimum? You need to do the maximum. You need to learn this. You should be asking me, I know web development, I know DSA. Should I go ahead and learn ML as well? Should I go ahead and learn this as well? Right? Or should I take some more time practicing this? Then that's a good question. I'm trying to tell you, don't try to do the minimum to get the job. If you really want to get the job, learn as much as possible. More is good, not minimum. And another thing that you need to realize is that is very important. All of us are so used to giving exams. Whole life we have given thousands and thousands of exams. That's what we are trained on. That's what we are used to. And the reality of exams is you prepare, you go to exam, next day, you don't remember any of that, you prepare for the next exam. Here it is not like that. Whatever you learn will be with you, will be useful for you for rest of your life. Right? So you need to learn accordingly. You need to learn with that attitude. Okay, let's take this question. Hello, sir. I am a beginner with starting my DSA and full stack web development, but to have a general idea how much time will it take to get the job ready, I am putting 6 hours a day. Can you let me know? See, this is very much dependent upon you. Are you a fast learner? Are you a slow learner? In general, my benchmark will be it will take you good 8-9 months for you to do justice to this. Learn DSA, practice enough, do full stack web development, work upon 1 or 2 good projects. I think it will take 8-9 months for you to get there and to be job ready. Shivani is asking, sir, is the recession going to be reduced in the coming year? I hope so. I think it will be, but can't guarantee. But I think it will be reduced in the next year. Very, very likely. Very, very likely. There was a recent commentary like yesterday, which basically gives a lot more hope that yes, recession is going to reduce next year. Okay, Ashish is saying how to revise concepts. Now that's a great question, right? See, what I would recommend is you learn DSA. Okay, we go through one by one each topic. We solve 15-20 problems in each topic. That's how we do it in our course as well. You learn DSA that way. You practice the right ways. You complete that. Once you're done with that, till then don't worry about revision, right? Keep taking the next topic, and you keep practicing. Now, what you need to do is either take a month, just practice DSA. There'll be enough revision that will happen during that, whichever older topic were there, you will revise all of that. 1 month, we just practice DSA. That is one thing that you can do. And now you need to move to either you don't take that 1 month as well, or you take that 1 month. Either ways, the next step you need to do is get into development. Let's assume you get into web development. So if you get into web development, now your main focus is web development. So you are learning web development, but we do not give up on DSA. We still spend 1 hour a day on DSA. We solve 2-3 problems a day. Or we spend like 6-7 hours on the weekend on DSA. That way, your practice continues. You're still practicing, and web development you're doing on side, which is taking up majority of your time. You're working on projects, you're working on all those things. I'm telling you, you'll be absolutely sorted. all will be good. Because we are still practicing DSA, that confidence stays here, that I'm good. Along with that, we are practicing, we are working on web development skills, we are creating projects, our resume is getting to get better. All of that will work really, really well. And you don't have to just think about revising, because you are always in touch. Everything is already revised. Don't worry about it. Okay. I am not sure what is the question by Rishabh. Let's take this question by hypothetical Baba. You are in data analytics का boot camp. Fresher है, is asking 10 लाख की जॉब लग जाएगी क्या? देखो, मैं ना बता रहा हूँ, हम सबकी एक प्रॉब्लम है. All of us have a common problem, that we are so used to this marks, rank, initial job का package, because these are society के symbols, status symbol for all of us. Honestly, tell me, will you be able to spend 10 lakh rupees? You won't be able to do it. All of us are so used to spending 15,000-20,000 rupees a month max. You will not be spending 10 lakh rupees. Will you save so much that it really matters? What really matters is where you learn the maximum. See, you will have a good 30-35 year long career, minimum. What you will make in the last 5-10 years is going to be far, far, far more than what you will make in the first 5 years. What we need to optimize for is where will you learn the maximum? Where will you have the best skills? Where will you will have the maximum exponential learning growth? Because wherever you will have learning growth, the financial growth will follow. So you need to focus on that. I don't know whether you'll get a 10 lakh job or not. But I am assuring you, if you do the course in the right way, you get the right skills, you don't just do it for the sake of doing it, you ask the right questions to yourself, you go into depth of everything that you're learning, you will have an amazing career, you will make a lot of money over time. First job में क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा मेरे को नहीं पता. अब मार्केट पे डिपेंड करता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे डिपेंड करता है. I'll stick to English. The question was in Hindi, that's why I'm sort of going in flow and sort of answering in Hindi as well. I'm just saying it depends on so many things. But I can assure you, if you learn well overall, over the long term, you will do really well. There will be people who will get 10 lakh ka job. Whether you will get it or not, I don't know. I can't promise. Let's just move on. Oh, Melody Rini is saying, how can I join classes? You can check out our website. On the website, you'll find job bootcamp and upskilling courses. What are upskilling courses? What are job bootcamp? See, upskilling courses is courses which you will learn from, but we will not be able to provide a lot of job support. We'll not be able to help you with mock interviews, with a lot of other things. But in job bootcamp, on the other hand, we will focus on your upskilling, your interview prep, your mock interviews, you getting the job eventually as well. We'll focus on all of those things. So depending upon what's your use case, you want to upskill yourself and job is not really you're looking for in the short term, you can go for upskilling courses. Or if you want to looking for a strong help on the job prep as well, on getting access to jobs as well, then you can go for the job. Trisha is saying, sir, मुझे ना प्रॉब्लम होती है डीएसए में, समझ नहीं आता तो क्या करें. Basically, what she's saying is that she's not able to understand DSA. What is she supposed to do? Trisha, one thing that you and everybody here needs to understand, this is not about fastest fingers first. This is not who can learn the fastest. This is about who can complete the whole thing, who can learn all the concepts, who can learn everything. Whether you take 6 months or 2 years, doesn't matter. Don't put extra pressure on yourself. Go steady and slow and steady, aram se. Just keep practicing a little bit, just keep going, and you will be absolutely okay. The importance is you need to stay consistent. Right? You need to stay consistent. That is very, very, very important. Please do not take stress. Most of the time, the stress is not that I am not able to understand. The stress is 4 घंटे लगा दिए, फिर 2 ही प्रॉब्लम हुई है, इतना टाइम लग रहा है मुझे तो. I am saying that's not a stress that you need to take. How much time you are taking is not the stress to take. As long as you are making progress, that's absolutely okay. Right? Just keep making progress. Slow is okay. Hmm. Raj is saying, as a beginner, I always get stuck in data access problems and other multiple times. I revise them multiple times, but I'm not able to solve them. See, everybody who feels that DSA is too hard, I would suggest that that's against what I generally say. If you are good with basic programming, you're understanding arrays, you are able to solve those problems, and you're finding DSA to be too hard, you have tried it for a long time. You have tried it for a long time. Only then jump into development. Curl. Get into front end development, get into back end development. First front end, make some projects. That will give you the confidence that you are able to do something. And that is a real deal. That is what you will have to do once you join a job. And it's relatively easier, I'm telling you. Trisha, for you as well. Get into front end if you're finding it to be too hard. But I'm telling you, only if you're finding it very, very hard, you've given it 2 months, you're not able to move forward, then it's okay to move into this. Right? Because once you make some progress, once you learn some projects, once you gain that confidence that you're good, then things start getting better. Right? Okay, now I can see a lot of questions around open source. Let's quickly talk about that. Right? Now, open source is basis development. It's not basis DSA. You will find very rare project where you'll be able to contribute just on the basis of DSA. Most of them will require you to be good in web development or some other development. You'll find projects in Android, you'll find projects in iOS, but you need to be good in some development area. Right? That's one thing. How do you start? First of all, get good in web development or some other development, make some projects, then start contributing. Initially, you'll find some issues, you'll start working on them, it will take you a long time, you'll get a lot of feedback, a lot of things will happen, but over time, things will keep getting easier, things will keep getting better and better for you. Right? I can see a bunch of questions around cyber security. Guys, personally, I am not a big fan of jumping into a niche domain like cyber security. Number of jobs are very less. You're too niche, right? Even if you want to get there, first learn web development really well, because cyber security guys are supposed to find issues in applications. So if you know how to build applications, you will be able to find issues better as well, right? So first get good, because that will give you a lot of maturity as well, that give you a lot of clarity as well. That's what you want to do. Then you get into something as niche. What is niche? Niche is very small area, right? Like बहुत छोटा सा एरिया है, वहां पे घुस के हमें प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए. So let's just make sure that we don't get into that issue. Okay, now let's take few more questions around a common theme. किसी ने अभी भी पूछा, somebody just asked, I am a BCom person, is that a problem? Somebody had asked, I have a gap, is that a problem? Somebody had even asked, I am an electrical department ka banda, is that a problem? So I can see a bunch of issues like, I want to get into IT, I want to get into tech, but I have these issues. Are these problems? Yes, they are problems. For some companies, it's not going to be a problem. See, if I am, let's say, a computer science engineer from a top college, what does that tell a company? That tells the company, I am from top college, so my aptitude will be good. I have worked hard sometime in my life, so I would generally have the capability of working hard. I was able to learn a lot of things, so I'll be able to learn things now. And along with that, I've done work in computer science, so I would know much about computer science. So they would be happy to talk to me. They will shortlist me. Now you are from BCom. Why would I shortlist you? First of all, you're not sticking to what you chose earlier. Now you want to get into some other field. Most likely just because that's going to pay more. How do I know that you will be good in it? You will have to prove that to me. If you are an electrical, if you have had a gap, if you have from a BCom background, you need to prove it to me that you are good. How will you prove it to me? Your resume has to speak. Your resume has to speak how? Either through projects or through open source development or through internships. It has to tell me that you are good. And that has to come out very, very clearly. You need to impress me. So do not stop at the minimum. Keep going hard at it. Keep pushing yourself. Keep getting better. and keep making your resume so compelling that I have to talk to you. As a recruiter, I don't care which college you're coming from. I just care about, if I shortlist this guy, how likely are they able to actually clear all the interviews for them to do well in the company. Top college, computer science, high chance that they'll be okay. BCom grad, if you tell me that there are like 1 lakh BCom people and I interview all of them, how many will actually clear interviews of a good tech company? Almost nobody. But you are saying you will. So you need to prove yourself to me that you will be able to do that. And for that, you need to have a compelling resume. A resume which is far better than somebody from CS department of a good college. Because they already have that CS department and good college ka stamp on their resume. You don't have it. You will have to have some other stamps to prove it to me that you are good. Those stamps can be just projects. Just do that. That's absolutely okay. Right? So this is, I'm telling you, for everybody. Right? I'm telling for everybody. You have 2 years of gap. That's okay. Out of 100 companies, maybe in the worst case, 70 will not talk to you. But do you need 10 jobs? You need 1 job. Out of those 30, you should have the confidence that I'll crack more than 5. I'll crack more than 10. Because I have the right skills. You need to work super hard and you will be absolutely okay. Now somebody's asking, is BCA plus MCA sufficient? No, it is not. Your skills are sufficient. I just said, if I am a BTech top college, I'll get shortlisted, but I will not get a job if I don't have the right skills. Let me give you a quick example. When I was at Facebook, we used to come to India to hire from IITs. We went to IIT Delhi. We hired one person. That one person was from civil. I love this story. We obviously interviewed everybody from CS as well, but we believe that this is the best person in terms of skills. So we hired that guy. We obviously interviewed a lot more CS people than civil people, but the civil guy was the only one who was able to clear it. What I'm trying to tell you is that unless the CS guys also work hard, they will not get jobs. But I'm telling you, for anybody who has all these exceptions like GAP, BCom, non-CS, with a degree of different level of hardness, you will have to work extra hard. That's the only way out. But I'm telling you, all of this is possible. Honestly, the market is a little bad. So I generally would say it in a very different language. I'm saying it in a very different language right now. In a normal market, I'll just tell you, doesn't matter. Just your skills matter. Nothing else matters. Right now, I'm saying everything matters. But please, get so good that your resume speaks for itself. And I'm telling you, it's possible. We just need to change our mentality of minimum कितना करूं कि जॉब लग जाए. इससे नहीं चलेगा काम. We cannot do the minimum. We need to do the best. We need to learn a lot. We need to learn for the sake of learning. Then we will be able to do good. Okay, the last question from Redinor. How can one change from working from non-IT to IT? They don't have the skills, they don't have the degree. You will not get in without skills. Without degree, we can still do something by working extra hard and by having the right resume, which proves that, hey, I am from a different background, but I really want to get here. I have worked super hard. Here is everything that proves that I have worked hard to get in. And you should value that. I'm telling you, you will find companies who will value that. You'll be okay. Just because you have done a program from Upgrad or some other online platform, that's not going to be good enough. You need to have the right skills. Okay, let's take one more question from Dishant. Okay, Dishant, I think that's a very relevant question. Can we manage both DSA and development? I have already answered this question. We don't manage both. We first do DSA. We don't worry about development. We do DSA first. Once we are done with DSA, we do development, but we spend just 1 hour a day or 6 hours a week on DSA on the side. We are not managing both. Please do not try to manage both. That's hard. That's super, super hard. Both the things learning at the same time, impossible to do. So first learn DSA. When done with DSA, move to web development. When you move to development, put DSA on the side. Keep practicing that 1 hour a day or 6 hours a week, whatever works for you, so that you are always in touch with DSA and you are able to spend a lot of time on web development as well. I hope that answers. Resume में क्या क्या होना चाहिए? What all should we have in our resume? We should have, first of all, we should have 1 page resume, right? We don't need to have 2 page, 3 page, 5 page resume. 1 page resume should be enough. We should obviously talk about our education, right? Then we should have a section about our projects, our internships, whatever section you feel is. If you don't have any of these very impressive sessions, you need to work super hard to make sure that you have one very impressive session. That can be through internships. अब college तो change नहीं कर सकते. Whatever college we are part of, we cannot change that. So we can either work upon changing internships. We can get good internships. If you're not having good internship, then you can focus upon projects. But I'm telling you, you will have to work super, super hard to make amazing projects. Don't just make projects that can show up in your resume, that are visible there. Make the extra steps, launch it, deploy it, launch it, get few users to use it, and then add more features, improve it, right? Like add some AI features, do whatever it takes to make that so attractive that I have to talk to you, right? I know what I'm saying is hard, but it gives you a lot of financial freedom. It gives you an entry into a field which is the future, which has been doing really well from some time. It is the future. It will pay you really well. This is going to be a dream career for you. It deserves a lot of hard work that you will have to put in now. Please do that. Shivam is asking, may I include the Coding Ninjas Guided Path certificate in resume? You can definitely add that, right? See, you should add whatever you feel you have done well, you have worked hard for, you should add that. But I'm saying just a certification, some certifications does not mean anything. Finally, you need to show what have you done. Internship means you worked upon some projects which got a stamp from a company. Very valuable. If not, you can say open source, got stamped from an open source community. If not, work upon projects. At least deploy them so that the recruiter can click on that and see the project as well. Right? Please do that really well. Whew. How many months to give to DSA? As long as it takes. I have taught a whole batch of DSA in 21 days. Just imagine 21 days somebody completing DSA. I have done that with some people. Some people have taken 3 months. Some people have taken 6 months. Does it matter? It does not matter. As long as you complete it, you go through the whole process, it's absolutely okay. Right? It's absolutely okay. Is competitive programming necessary? I don't believe it is necessary. If you like it, if you want to do it, please do it. If those 1 hour every day, 6 hours a weekend, you want to spend on competitive programming, absolutely. That is absolutely fine. That is as good as DSA, so that's okay. Should you be spending all your time on competitive? Please don't do that. Very few companies go to the level of competitive programming. Most of them focus on interview level, interview problems that you will find on Code Studio, Coding Ninja Studio, and in our programs as well, in our assignments as well. Please stick to that level. Do not go to competitive programming level unless you really like to do it. How to make DSA easy to learn? See, everything becomes easy to learn once we get some early success. So that's why I tell a lot of people that one mistake that a lot of you will do, start learning a little bit of coding, then move to some open platform, lead code pe chale gaye, some competitive programming website pe chale gaye, and you're not able to solve problems. How will you solve problems? You have just cleared 8th grade and you started giving JEE exam. You will not clear it. So you need to start slow. Satya is asking, will you give me a placement guarantee? I'm sorry, I can't. How can I give you placement guarantee? Nobody can give you a placement guarantee. That's a sad reality, right? I can assure you, if you join our program, you work super hard with us, We will work super hard with you. We will do whatever it takes for you to get a job at the end of the day. Right? It's dependent on so many things. Whether you will, just because you pay me money, I can't give you a job. That's not how things work, right? You need to work hard on it. And along with that, at the end, see, what I tell everybody is that whatever be the market, right, doesn't matter. If you have the skills, you might get a job in 1 month, you might get a job in 6 months, but you will get a job if you have the right skills. So I can give placement guarantee to everybody who tells me that they'll work super hard with me and they commit that to me. But I can't give placement guarantee just because you pay fees to me. Sorry, I was just being a little too honest, I guess. But that's the reality. How many projects are required for a good placement and from which topic? I don't think you need multiple projects. I don't think you should mention more than 2 projects. Because as soon as you mention 4 projects, it's the recruiter who will decide which project they will read. You would want the recruiter to read the project that you have done the maximum work on. So you should have just 1 or 2 projects, but very detailed out with a lot of work, with everything that you have done for this. If you have had users at this, then mention that. You deployed it, mention that. Whatever you learned, right? Whatever features you added, just talk about as much as you want about one thing that you are absolutely proud of, rather than having 6 things that you are mediocre on and not very proud of. Right? Please do that. Paneer is saying starting DSA is so hard. How to be consistent? Please answer. See, DSA is hard. I agree it is hard. But you need to stay consistent. Now, there are multiple ways to do this. In our course, for example, what we do is we put deadlines so that you know in this week you need to complete this much. Next week you need to complete this much. That's just a way for us to tell you that you need to complete this much work in every week so that you stay consistent. That's it. See, the biggest problem is if you do something consistently, you don't have to put like 10, 15, 20 hours to finally get success. The problem is if you stop, restart is very, very hard. So we need to put an effort which is sustainable over time. That is true for everything in life. You want to lose weight, you will put in so much effort for 3 months and then stop putting the effort, you will gain it back. Right? You want to learn something, you want to stick to it for a long period, you need to do enough that it is enough for you to make progress, but do it consistently. Right? So please do it consistently and it will be okay. Internship round is similar to yes, it's very similar. Internship and job rounds are very, very similar. It's just the number of interviews generally are lesser. Okay. I hope I was able to answer most of the questions. We are running out of time. I can already see a couple of questions that I really liked, but I missed upon. Let me just quickly see if I can find them now. Abhishek asked how to know that I have a good hold and I am an expert in particular coding language. Don't try to judge yourself on coding language. Just keep solving problems, keep writing more and more code, and you will keep getting better at that programming language. Right? Don't try to become an expert first on the programming language, then move to problem solving. Learn a little bit of basic programming language, and then start writing code in that, and you will keep getting better. Rakul is saying, I took all 3 courses, ML, competitive programming, and web development. Now I'm really confused what to choose and what to like really focus on. If you're not sure, as I said, web development is, I think, what you should really do. That is the area with maximum number of jobs. That's the area which I think is the great backbone for everything else that you will do. Okay, let's take last couple of questions. Then we will have to talk about our giveaway as well. So we'll talk about that. Let's just take a couple of good questions and then we can move on. Open source, I have already answered. Let's answer Vishnu's question. Vishnu is in 3rd year. but wasted his time. How can I start from now onwards and get ready for upcoming placement? Please help, sir, with your experience. See, okay, Vishnu, first of all, you need to realize you're in 6th semester, placement will start in 7th semester. This might be a little too less time for you to do something productive, right? But that being said, we still have 7-8 months. We can still do a lot. Nothing different needs to be done. Start with DSA, give a lot of time to it, right? Start with DSA, complete that, move on to web development, build 1 or 2 projects. It's possible you will not be ready with it by August. By September, October, you will be ready. You can be ready by August as well because you are a college student, you have a lot more time at hand, you will have summer vacation, you can use that really well. But you have wasted so much time. Now you need to make sure you waste nothing. Now you need to stick to it. You need to work super hard. I'm telling you, that's the problem that you'll have to solve, because once you are used to wasting so much time, it's very hard to stick to a schedule and like work super hard as well. So you need to take care of that. That's going to be very, very important. But you will be okay. Is freelancing good? Freelancing is great. If you can get some good projects, that again is a great step. That's going to be amazing for you to do. Right? I recently got placed as Salesforce developer. Could you please suggest me how to grow in this and how to do switch? See, the problem with something as specific as again Salesforce developer is that you will be in it. You will not have a lot of areas that you will be able to move to. So yes, I would recommend you to switch as soon as possible. So normal path, right? Get good in DSA, get good in web development, build some good projects, and you will be able to do it easily. Good part for you is you have a job, you have less of a stress, and along with that, you will have some experience, relevant experience, developer experience. So all of that is going to help you in finding a job as well. So don't worry. Also, anybody who's in 6th semester, 7th semester, 8th semester, right? Like, can I get a job? What do you mean by can you get it? Obviously, you can get a job. By when? Maybe not in the next 6 months. In a year, yes. If you are in 7th semester, it might just mean that you will have to wait 3, 4, 5 months after your graduation. But that is far, far better than not starting today and getting this shock at the end of graduation. Please start today. Please start learning. Please stop wasting time. It's essential. And I'm telling you, you might feel that we are graduating at a bad time. There are no jobs out there. But if you have not learned anything, this is perfect time for you to upskill, because by a year, within a year, I am very, very sure things will be far, far better. And if you have the right skills at that time, you will be able to get good jobs. You will be okay. Satya is asking, will you provide mock interviews? Absolutely. In the job bootcamp program, we have like you take 10, 15 mock interviews along with your resume review process, along with, you get all of this. Whatever help you need, you will get all of that help. Some of you might need help in communication skills, so you will get help in that as well. Right? The idea of job bootcamp is to help you get to that job, do well in those interviews, whatever it takes. If aptitude is required, we'll take care of that. Communication skills are required, we'll take care of that. Whatever is needed will help you get there. So I'm learning Android dev. Can you suggest the future? Android dev absolutely is okay. If you enjoy doing Android, it's absolutely okay. You will be absolutely fine. Raj is saying, I'll take this. Right? I like to answer questions about myself as well. Why do I keep answering questions about you guys? I should be able to answer one question about myself. So Raj is saying, what motivates me to work that hard for hours and hours daily? See, I think personally, I have been lucky to find something that really motivates me, that really makes me happy. What makes me happy is helping so many people out there, improving their lives, improving their skills, and not just changing life of themselves, but of their family as well. In the last 7.5 years, at part of Coding Ninjas, we have helped more than 1.1, 1.2 lakh students achieve their career goals, achieve financial goods conditions, which has helped them and their families. That is what really motivates me. I absolutely love it. That's why I work hard. That's why everybody at Coding Ninjas work hard, right? So yeah, nothing else. Okay, I think we should take a break. We should stop here. I'll quickly talk about the giveaways that we have been talking about. If I have not been able to answer your question, really, really sorry, but I'm always here. I'll do another Emma very, very soon. Please add comment on the video and we'll reply to that comments as well, right? Absolutely enjoyed talking to all of you. So many insightful questions. Now, I hope you guys learned a little bit of things from me as well. For the giveaway, you need to think about what did you learn from this particular Emma. You need to post few of your learnings on LinkedIn with hashtag Ankushwaani, right? Ankushwaani. And you need to share your learnings on LinkedIn. That what did you learn from the webinar? What is the exact hashtag? I'm posting in the chat as well. I hope you guys learned a few things from the webinar, from this Emma. Share on LinkedIn so that other people can learn as well. Feel free to tag me. I am looking forward to see your comments. I am looking forward to your interpretation of what I said. What did you learn from me, right? And then 3 lucky winners will get Coding Ninjas courses. 5 lucky winners will get Coding Ninjas merchandise as well, right? So please do share on LinkedIn. And I hope you guys learned something from me. If you have more questions, please join me in the next Emma. Feel free to comment on the YouTube channel and we will reply back there as well. Do subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do try to answer as many questions. I do try to record a lot of content for the YouTube channel as well. Feel free to follow me on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Have a great 2023. I hope you will continue. A lot of you promised me that you will work hard. Please remember that promise. That's not just a promise to me, that's a promise to yourself as well. Please make the last 15 days productive. I am telling you, everybody who will make the last 15 days productive are far more likely to be productive for the next year as well. Thank you so much. Good night. Bye-bye.